Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Comfortable.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes,
Good,
ma'am.
good.
Yes,
So,
Ma'am.
so welcome back to the session where I left. So now I will be talking about the overview of medical device industry worldwide, right? So before I move to worldwide, let us understand the facts about our own India, right? So there are 10 amazing facts about India. You know, we are the largest world pharmacy, correct? We have largest democracy. We are world's fourth largest economy. Then we have very good professional in IT, engineering, technology, pharmaceutical, and everywhere you see our army force, then our scientists, so we are far far better, and in all respect I would say. And of course, US, Europe, Canada, those are all top 10 countries, but India is also coming towards, and reaching that milestone with respect to all areas, not only the pharmaceutical medical devices, but in other matters also, no, food and other consumable products, IT engineers, and so on. So you should understand we are the second largest English speaking country. When there are, top 10 English speaking countries, if you see, the first is USA, correct? Then the second is our India. We have maximum people speaking in English. You can see third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like that. So we should be proud of our country and the language. Of course, though we have so many languages in India, like Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Bengali, Marathi, Urdu, and so many, because we are having the cosmopolitan society, and we respect each other's culture, right? Each other's language, each other's culture. And that is how our India, and I am a very proud Indian. I am very patriotic person, and I love my India, right? So coming to medical devices segment, if you ask, in India, we have lots of hubs, coming in India, out of which AMTZ is already there. Big AMTZ zone is already well established in Telangana, and we have other cities wherein all the medical device clusters are coming up, like Haryana, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Orissa, Delhi, and so many other countries, so many other cities in India, right? States, I would say. So coming to medical device, how it is classified in India, if you see India and Singapore, more or less the classification is same. Okay, so we classify medical devices based on, of course, the risk. Everywhere it is risk-based classification, but the classification terminology is different in each country. So whenever you have to follow any rules and regulations, you have to see that how you meet the requirement of country specific, so we have to, in nutshell, we have to follow country specific requirement and product specific requirement. Okay, so coming to India, India has, has classification, and just give me a moment. I'm sorry. India has the classification as class A, B, C, and D. So always classification, if you see, it goes from low risk to high risk, right? And in between, there is a moderate risk. So Singapore also medical device classification is like class A, B, C, and D, correct? But when you go towards US, Europe, Australia, Canada, Japan, which we call it as highly regulated market, right? So there are two types of market: highly regulated, semi-regulated. Highly regulated means you have to strictly follow their standards, rules, regulations, directives, the guidances. So when we talk about US, Europe, Australia, this is the way they have classified their medical devices. Again, it is based on low risk, medium risk, high risk. highest risk. So basically, you should remember the four categories, that is low, medium, high, and highest risk. Okay. In USA, if you see, there are only three classification: class one, two, and three. So when our actual course starts, from the next week onwards, more and more you will be learning about this, how they are classified. Okay, in US, Europe, and India. So about medical device industry, now you see from head to toe, all kind of medical devices are available in the market. Why it is available? Because there is a need of the hour. If you see during COVID pandemic, lots of the rapid kit where the RT-PCR tests are being conducted, then thermometer, right? Then what else? The ventilators, the oximeters. There are so many things like PPE kit, mask, N95 masks, varieties of gown, PPE kits. If you see, huge demand was there. So whenever there is a demand, there should be a supply. And like the our medical device industry is booming everywhere because this pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, is killed so many people, and we have to meet this unmet disease requirement. How you are going to meet, how you are going to fulfill the patient requirement? By bringing your product into market as soon as possible, right? As soon as possible. So whoever is coming as faster as possible and give the product to market, those will be capturing the market, I would say. Those will be, of course, earning a lot. Those will be first entrant into market in respective area. So medical device, as you know, benefit patient by helping healthcare provider diagnose and treat patients and helping patient overcome sickness or disease, improving their quality of life. Correct. So if you see, right from wheelchair, the diabetes test strip, intraocular lens, pacemaker, there is so many medical devices available in the market. So who are the top 10 medical device companies? This slide is for 2020, right? I couldn't get the 2021 top 10, but I assume that still Medtronic is top, then Johnson and Johnson, then Thermo Fisher, like that you can see. So top 10 is considered based on the business, right? The market share in US billion dollars, right? In USD billion dollars. So if you see, these are the top 10 companies. And the medical size market size, if you see, there it's tremendous growth, right? If you see 2023 to 25, there will be tremendous growth, correct? And there will be a US dollar 410 billion market, right? There was, and it is going to increase up to 556 billion by 2026. So, my dear participant, my dear friends, students, there is a huge opportunity, for your career in future because there is a tremendous increase in demand, right? In all kind of medical devices, medical equipments. So all the manufacturing companies, all the uh, people working in those companies, should take the advantage of enhancing their knowledge and grab those opportunity in respective area. Okay. So this medical device market is again, you can see it is divided like medical imaging equipment, operating room and surgical equipment, patient monitors, cardiovascular and cardiology equipment, neurology, endoscopy, intensive, and other medical devices. Right? So going forward beyond 2020, a rapid increase in the prevalence of infectious disease and increasing prevalence of chronic diseases will support this market growth. Correct? And you have seen, right, during COVID pandemic, there is an increase in interest rate, data security, and regulatory challenges are also there. So that is why you have to learn about, data security and the regulatory aspects for your own product wherever you are working, correct? So the medical device market segmentation, it is like segmented into North America by geography. If you see North America, Europe, South America, Middle East and Africa, Asia Pacific. So you can see these are the five major segment by geography, right? So India is also coming along with Asia Pacific with other countries like Japan, China, South Korea, and rest of the APAC region. So North America medical device market is valued as US dollar 197.215 million in 2019, and it is projected to reach about, just see the growth, 318.973 million by 2027. And look at the Asia Pacific also. There is a growth of 9.7 to 9.2. Then Middle East and Africa 8.1 to 7.4. Correct? So there is a tremendous growth. If you see, of course, North America is being on top, but look at the other country, other region. Those are also coming forward, and there is a increase in CAGR rate. Okay. Then how it is segmented? The medical device is segmented based on the type of device, right? Based on the type of device, and of course based on the type of expenditure by the end user and by the geography. So by the geography you have already seen. Now we'll see how it is divided by the type of device. So you could see A to O, there are so many types of devices, right? Right from IVDs, in vitro diagnostic, dental equipment, ophthalmic, then imaging, cardiovascular, hospital, surgical, orthopedic. You can see so many, right? See the medical device market segmentation into this global dental care equipment market. You can see the growth, correct, as compared to 2017 to 2023. So there is a tremendous growth you can see in this segment as well, the dental care equipment market. Then come to your ophthalmic device market. You can see the growth, ophthalmic device market. Again, it is divided into vision care devices and equipment, cataract surgery devices, diagnostic and monitoring ophthalmic devices, refractive surgery devices and equipment. Very interesting, right? So, so many devices you can see in each segment also. Then medical device market segmentation in vitro diagnostic market. So this is also very popular and very big market, right? And it is increasing from 2018 to 2026. You can see the tremendous growth. You can see dollar 61.22 to dollar 87.11. So this is a tremendous growth in this segment also, IVDs. So in IVDs also, you can see the type of device. Point of care diagnostic, immunochemistry diagnostic, clinical chemistry, molecular, microbiology, hematology, hemostasis, what is this? Immunohematology diagnostic. So many, right? I don't know even in depth what are these equipments used for, what are these devices are used for. But just for your understanding how this global industry works and how this segmentation are divided based on the type of device, based on the type of end user, and of course the expenditure that we are going to discuss. Correct? Then just see the diagnostic imaging equipment market, X-ray system, ultrasound system, computed tomography, that is CT scanner, magnetic resonance imaging, nuclear imaging devices, cardiovascular monitoring and diagnostic devices. So you can see the market is growing like in Asia, EMEA, Americas, and this. You can see the growth. Then surgical equipment market, you can see from 2014 till 2025. So it's continuously growing. There is no decrease in the growth. So that shows that in each segment, if you see right from IVDs to till the imaging, dental, everywhere you can see the tremendous growth, right? Then by type of device, patient monitoring device, vital parameter monitoring device, fetal and neonatal monitoring device, weight monitoring and body temperature, remote patient monitoring device. Just see the growth. So this is just a highlight of each market, each segment by the type of device, so that you understand there is a huge potential in medical device industry, and there is lots of opportunity will be coming, and there are very less skilled manpower available. Okay, because day by day, if you see stricter regulations, stricter standards we have to follow, but where are the people to follow? Where are the people to implement? Now this MDD to MDR have changed, but are there any qualified people to handle the change, right? So everywhere transition is going on, everywhere people are busy. Nobody is there. Like I would not say nobody, but there are hardly any people to guide them to how to implement that system from MDD to MDR, how to register, how to get marketing approval, how to grab the opportunity, how to enter into different market. Correct. So that's how this medical device segment look like. So sorry, I forgot to mention by end user market like segmentation. So by end user, the medical device market can also be segmented like this: home care product, hospital and clinic, diagnostic center, laboratories. You can see hospital and clinics, everything it is increasing, right? From 2019, you could see the tremendous growth because of the COVID and other disease which are coming. Then by end user, there is of course increasing demand in hospitals, academic institutes, reference laboratories, medical device companies, and clinics. Then there is this. This is not totally new segment, I would say, but lots of things are coming as a wearable medical device, right? So this market is also going to increase, rapidly increase. Why it is increased? Because nowadays, see every information with a single click button, everybody would like to have. So you can see the smart watches. The smart watches are coming, wherein you can see the heart rate, right? So this is a diagnostic and monitoring wearable device, which is popularly used nowadays. If you see, so there are certain other devices also used, which comes under the wearable medical devices. So this market is also, you can see, from 24 571 million to 139 354 million. It is going to increase, right, by 2026. So does it sound interesting? Say yes or no. Is it
Yeah.
interesting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
very
Yes,
interesting.
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
So now I have captured all the segment by end user, by different types of device, then the classification worldwide. Now I have 4 tips for those who are into medical device market. So you should learn who are your audience. That means who are your end user, who are the buyer, because I always say when there is a demand, there should be a supply. Now you can see there are lots of ventilators, there are lots of rapid kit, and there are so many wearable medical devices are in huge demand, right? So people entering into those areas are also earning like anything, and not only those people who are already into other areas also, the market is picking up. Now new disease like mucormycosis, then there are certain other unmet diseases are coming up. So there is no end to diseases. What I mean to say, there is no end to this. What you say, the market requirement. There will be continuous demand, everywhere for every product from head to toe. Okay, so don't try to jump if you are working in ophthalmic and try to jump in wearable medical device like that. I'm not suggesting. So wherever you are, you have to identify the requirement of audience, what your customer is required, then build industrial relationship, right? Building relationship with the prominent practitioner would help you to develop peer influencer program, right? Right? You have to develop your program accordingly uh, by, of course, handholding with the industry people, and of course the digitalization. So you have to embrace digital technology because this whole world is digitalized now. Now, due to pandemic, everybody is working from home. Today also, you are listening to me from your home. So all digital platforms, should be built. All everywhere, digitalization is mandatory now. So you have to rely on online and the social media platform to alert professional about your innovation in whatever medical devices you would be dealing with, right? And employ the content marketing, correct? So integrate search engine marketing strategies to drive traffic from the potential customer. Now you must have seen everybody is trying to sell their product through social media, either in Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and other social media, other social drives. Then you would see lots of content writing. Then lots of what you say the articles are written and published, lots of blogs are written. How you can write very nicely and sell your product, it depends on you, so that you can divert all the potential buyer or the traffic towards your product or your company. So these are the four strategies, four tips rather, I would like to give. And coming to the opportunities and the recommendation from our end for the medical devices. So there is, I said, huge opportunities in vitro diagnostic and other segment like end user, like hospital, clinics, then public healthcare, segment. You can see there is a huge demand. Yes, are you talking to me? Okay. And these are the recommendations that you have to take the advantages of these opportunities by focusing on the development of your wearable and the mobile application, focusing on hybrid imaging technology to develop innovative imaging equipment, focusing on developing devices with low ionizing radiation, then investing in developing technological advanced medical devices, developing portable medical devices, realizing the demand from the customer and the consumers, right? And the player adapted strategies, of course, what your uh, customer wants. Suppose if you want to sell a product which has user friendly software, nothing like that, you will be the large seller in that community. Okay, so you have to make your product very user friendly and affordable. Of course, the cost is also very important. So affordability is also a big question which you have to satisfy your customer with. And of course, the product portfolio you have to expand. If you are into one or two types of medical devices, you can enter into different other segment as well. We have discussed about various segments available in the market. And if you are a very small company, try to merge with another company, and so the strategic acquisition happen. And there will be a sustainable investment from investor now because of the government policy. Lots of facilities are available to startup company and other small size and the mid size company, MSME. So take all these, try to grab all these opportunity. What I mean to say, and this is again one more my favorite slide about the education. Just see whether the education is expensive or it is your investment, right? So it is going to give return in long term, right? If you think education is expensive, then try ignorance, right? So this is also one of the favorite slide. And if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. And if you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart, you know. So this is also my favorite slide. And this sentence is from Nelson Mandela. I respect him a lot. And future is healthy. Your future is healthy. Likewise, other people's future is also healthy. And these are all references from where I brought this content for you guys. And thank you for your patient hearing. And if you have any question, we will discuss it further. This is my contact, my email ID, and my phone numbers. You can contact me later on if you have any queries. Okay. And thanks once again for your patient hearing. That's all about our global medical device industry.